Pleasure to introduce you to Vera House advocate Helena Lang.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is more than my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker for today. It is truly my honor. About a year ago, this young lady connected with Vera House because she needed help. And I tell her all the time, I was the lucky one when I was assigned to work with her. She said it was okay that I said that. Our guest speaker today is Miss KJLuncheon. She's more than a survivor of domestic violence. She's my hero. She's a woman who has strength that most of us never need to find. She is a woman that is here today to share her story of survival with us. Thank you, Katie, for being here. Without further ado, if you would help me welcome my friend, KJLuncheon.
Hi. I'm a little nervous. I haven't ever spoken in public before or told my story. I am KJLuncheon. It was a horrible nightmare that I couldn't wake up from. On July 9th, 2010, my estranged husband, who I'd lost 6 months prior, after being married for 23 years, broke into my apartment at 3 o'clock in the morning as I lay sleeping and was stabbing me with a hunting knife over and over. My first thought was of my grandson laying next to me. God, don't let him hurt him. Excuse me. Could this be really happening? I could see it happening like I was watching from above. At that moment, I told myself to drop and pretend I was dead, or I would be. He wasn't going to stop. I kept thinking this only happens to other people. You only see this on TV. Wake up, Kate, wake up. But it wasn't a nightmare. It was real, and it was happening to me, and I was wide awake. He stabbed me 31 times and left me for dead. I heard my daughter open her bedroom door and asked, Dad, what are you doing here? And he said, I killed your mom. Call the cops. And he proceeded down the hallway to the front door and let himself out. I rolled over and grabbed the phone to call 911, but there was so much blood, the phone wouldn't stay in my hand. He had severed my artery in my right wrist. I then heard my daughter screaming to someone that she needed an ambulance, but her dad had killed her mom. I didn't have the energy to tell her I was okay. I heard the sirens and tried to stay calm. I just wanted to go to sleep. And just as I was about to give in, I heard a voice I'll remember for the rest of my life. It wasn't God, it was a police officer. He kept telling me I was going to be okay, help was coming, to stay awake. I remember thinking he was annoying me. And that I just wanted him to be quiet. But I was grateful that he didn't. The next thing I remember being in an ambulance and the bright lights of the emergency room. I could hear them say that I was drowning in my own blood because he had punctured both my lungs. I had lost a lot of blood, they said. As they quickly put chest tubes in so that I could breathe, I felt instant relief, and I knew I was going to be okay. At that point, I was able to ask someone to call my boss because I was supposed to open that morning. And they thought I had a sense of humor, but I was really worried because he was supposed to play golf. And I had the keys. It seemed like hours while they would put staples and stitches all over my body. I remember waking up hours later and seeing a nurse and a police officer at the foot of my bed and thought, I'm alive and I'm safe. I met my husband when I was 13. I wish I had known the signs of control then, that I only know too well now. I remember as a teenager he would call me names, and at the time I thought was roughhousing. I remember he would always say he was sorry after every physical or verbal attack. I remember thinking that if I loved him enough, he would change. For all the abuse I endured in the 32 years I was with him, I never thought he would try to kill me. I didn't think I was abused or controlled. I wasn't hit every day. I didn't have black eyes, broken bones. Your mind can shield a lot for you. I never told anyone because I didn't want to admit it to myself that I was being abused. When I had had enough and I was finally admitting to myself that I was unhappy, I got the courage to leave. And I went to their house and they held me. I survived the attack, but I'm reminded every day by the scars, how close to death I was by the hands of someone that said they loved me. But love is not control, and I know that now. I'm thankful to be alive and be able to be here to share my story. I'm getting stronger every day, picking up the pieces of me that I let slip away. I'm not a victim, I'm a survivor. And I'm learning to stand on my own and enjoy the new chapter of me. I will tell my story and hope that I can reach out and help someone else. That someone else will gain strength and get away before it's too late. I know that I'm lucky to be alive and to have survived, and I'm living my life to the fullest. I am strong and I am a survivor.